Hello everybody, my name is Emmanuel with Flawless Construction. Today we're going to do a little plumbing job today. Got my SharkBite water valve, which has the SharkBite in the back. Makes it a little easier to do plumbing. And I got also my tool to remove, which is the PEX removing tool, 1/2 inch. Then we have the PEX cutter, which actually cuts the plumbing, which is this pipe here. Anytime you mess with cold water, you want to make sure that it's the blue tube, of course. Have the red level as well, but that's more for hot water. Doesn't really matter which one you use. It doesn't matter if that's the only thing you have around. But by code, you do need to use the colors. So we just went out from outside, made a hole. And we're gonna actually show you how we did this because there's an actual plumber that had license that did this job in the beginning. We'll just go around here. So we had a plumber come out here and he ran this tube here, which is very unprofessional. You don't ever want to run the tube like this from the ground. You want to make sure it's in the wall so that way it looks professional and it's not shown this way. Obviously the plumber did not want to fix it. Homeowner told him to fix it. He didn't want to do it. And I'm here trying to help him out. Not here to bash anybody, but just trying to show everyone that which was the right way. So we removed this away from there. And see, he has PEX in here. So what we're doing is we are going to go ahead and attach one here, and we're going to run our PEX from the inside. Our main water valve is here so we can shut the water off. So we're going to show you here in a bit how to do that. As you can see here, we ran the plumbing all the way from the top going up to the attic. Since this is all open, makes it a lot easier when it's all open. And you can see the pipe running all the way to the back part, which is where we have water supply back there. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and connect this so that way we can have this already mounted. Once we get this mounted onto the wall and this is good to go, then we're going to go ahead and shut the water off from outside, then cut the pipe over there on top in order for us to go ahead and open it up, put a T on it. Once we run the T, then we'll run this PEX that's already that we ran up there earlier together. That way it can get water source. Once it gets water source, then that's when we'll be finished with it. So I'll get back with you here in just a moment just to show you how we do all this. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to show you how to actually cut this PEX in order to run this PEX outside of this hole. As you see here, sometimes you can take this elbow, which you can find at your local stores, Home Depot, Lowe's. These are the crimping tools, 1/2 inch. I get mostly the 10-pack because it's cheaper that goes over this. And these are a lot easier because of course you have a crimping tool, a crimping piece on top that actually squeezes together. The other ones are made for copper rings. These are more 1/2 inch elbow. And I like these the most because when you put the PEX tool in it, it actually stops it, instead of it just pushing in and out. Follow what I mean? So if you can see here, it looks like we're just a little shy short. So we probably need to either pull this up or we can go down with it. To be honest, I think that's about good there because you can do a lot with this right here. You can actually bend it a little bit. You see here? So it doesn't have to be exact. You can actually bow this a little bit, just get it in there, and we're good to go. So what I'm going to show you now is that we're going to go ahead and put this on here. And the best way to do this is actually make sure it's faced the way you want it to be faced. But right now, what I need to do first, before we actually put that on there, so we need to get this crimping piece. So we want to pull this back. You always want to slide this on first. And always put it on the side that it's going to be easier for you to crimp. And see, with this, you can slide it all the way down, you know, to that piece. So now, I'm gonna take a look here and see what I need to do. Just slide it there. Then what I'm gonna do is get my crimping tool. This is your crimping tool here. You can find it anywhere. Home Depot's, Lowe's. I actually found this one at Lowe's, which is SharkBite, you know. So what you wanna do is make sure it's clamped all the way open. Bring it to here. Once you do that, kind of line it up a little bit how you want it. Once you get it lined up how you want it, that's when you want to crimp it. You get it over this piece. Give it a nice squeeze. I always do one squeeze. It's the best thing to do if you're unsure. There's nothing wrong with you going back over it again. It doesn't do nothing to it. Again, just make sure that it does that. You can give it like a nice tug and see if it actually comes apart, and you can see it doesn't. So that means we're pretty good there. We still want to check for leaks after it's all said and done. So now what we're going to do is we obviously have to go through this 3/4 inch wood and also the siding, so you have to add that up. And what I normally like to do, it makes it easier. You already know there's more than 1 inch, so nothing wrong with just getting extra and actually dealing with the size later. So you also want to get another crimping tool. Well, I've been saying it wrong. It's not crimping tool, but you want to go ahead and slide this on the 2 pieces first. Doesn't matter which way. It's up to you. What makes it easier for you? If it's easier for you to crimp it on the left side, right side, just make it more convenient for yourself. Grip it back. Do the same thing here. Give it a nice push. Let go. If you feel uncertain, like I said before, it doesn't hurt to go right back over it. And there we go. Just tug this out a little bit. Now what we want to do now, we want to make sure that the piece outside is not going to pass this. So the best thing to do here, we're going to go check it out outside and see if it needs to be cut down. That way we know how much this needs to go in. So we'll be going outside and I'll show you how that's done. So guys, we're back again. I'm going to show you a little trick. You probably didn't notice, you know, on the other side when I was connecting this tube here. Now that the tube is outside, what I normally do is I put a piece of wood in front of the 2x4s. And the reason why I do that, because that allows me to know when I hit it. So right now we're actually fully extended, but we don't want it to be fully extended because we don't want this to stick outside of the sheetrock. So in order for us to know this, you can actually push this back. That's why I said make this long. You can push this back. You see, you don't need much, but you want to have some play. So when I push this back, I'll be able to, just slowly, I'll be able to know when I hit that board. That'll tell me that I'm even with the 2x4s. See, now I'm hitting right there. That means I'm all the way. That means even if I put this on now, that's not going to be good. So what I need to do is actually cut this another inch or maybe ½ inch. It's up to you. I would do at least maybe ½ inch or inch. Once you do that, then you can connect it and you'll be good to go. So I'll take this, I would say by ½ inch. If I want to do another inch, I can do that. So then I'll go here and do 1 inch. And this is how you cut the PEX tool. You want to make sure this is straight too, so that way it'll cut it right. There we go. We also want to double check. Let's see, when I push this back, I'm not hitting the wood yet. That means that's actually pretty good. So now what we want to do is that we need to take this. The best thing to do when you're doing this is have somebody on the other side pushing. If that's the case, if you can't do that, then all you need to do is really get you like some vice grips and put it on here, some soft ones. You don't want to damage the pipe, and then that way the pipe doesn't go all the way in. But if you're pretty good with your fingers, you can lock this in and be good to go, and then you just push it back, and that's all you really need to do. So all we're going to do is actually push this in. This is just a push in, which makes plumbing a little easier. Now we're also going to do more videos on other stuff like copper, you know, galvanized pipe. You know, it's a little different. This is something a little quicker. There's nothing wrong with doing it this way. This is a newer way to do plumbing. It's been tested and everything. These stuff does last. You just really got to know what you're doing. Can't expect to actually put this on, take it off, put it on, take it off, and not expect nothing to happen. When you do this, you want to be able to put this on and be done with it. You don't want to be able to take this off, make a mistake, then put it back on, because that's when you run into issues where it could leak. Now, I know in videos and stuff they say that you're able to take this off, put it back on, but you know, guys, we're all human. You know, we have to think about stuff like that and say to ourselves, well, what will happen if I put this on and take it back off? Of course, it's probably gonna leak, maybe. I mean, this is probably gonna last so long. You know, it's got the way they're made. You know, of course they're made to last forever, but we just got to try our best to do it one time and get it done. That's what these tricks are for you, so that way you can learn, and maybe it'll help you on the next time. So what we're gonna do is actually push this in, and once we get this pushed in, then we'll go ahead and come back and show you how we're going to have this mounted and show you how it looks on the other side. So we'll be back with you here shortly.